Good morning. My name is Antoinette Nirvana, and you are listening to the Body and Mind interviews. Body and Mind is your health and wellness directory for professionals. And today, Body and Mind is welcoming Karen White, and she's from the Leadership Embodiment. Good morning, Karen. How are you doing?
I'm very well, Antoinette. Thank you very much for making the time for us to have a conversation.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to having this conversation with you. And we start off with who is Karen White and how did you get onto the leadership embodiment? What was the journey that brought you to discovering and meeting Wendy Palmer?
I spent 20 years in the corporate world and loved it. I landed up by the end of my career in corporate in a leadership role, and I was one of those people who found working in the corporate environment thrilling and thrived. What I did notice though is that many people, it was kind of like lived from paycheck to paycheck, and it was really just about surviving. In the role that I was in human resources. So I met with a lot of people, and also because I was in a leadership role, I had many, many conversations with different people at different levels in the organization. And really my sweet spot was helping them connect with what was important to them, what was their purpose, and how they could thrive in an environment and it not just be a paycheck. So that was a little bit about my background in terms of the corporate world. And what happened in the early 2000s, coaching was becoming more prevalent in South Africa, it had been prevalent in the USA for many years. And quite by accident, I said to my manager at the time, I said, look, I'd really like to go and do a coaching course. And they were very supportive, the company that I worked with. So they supported me in going and attending a coaching course. And I did a 3-day course and then a 6-month course. And really it was like, I danced my way through that course, and I found it to be so amazing and realized that was where I wanted to focus and pay attention. So moving into coaching. And I had conversations with the organization, said, look, these are my plans. And again, they were very supportive, and I went on to do the year-long coach training. Prior to that, just a little bit of a backstory is I was a long-term yoga practitioner. I'd done a yoga teacher's course, and I knew that working with, in, and through the body was an important piece. So from there, when doing the year-long course, Wendy's book, The Intuitive Body, was mandatory reading. And I read the book and just immediately felt resonance with her and the work that she was doing. And for me, what it was a case of taking almost yoga off the mat into life through the simple practices that she was offering. And so that was really how I started to become aware of her work and really liked what she wrote about. I liked her authenticity. And I also I'll talk a little bit more about leadership embodiment, but it was a simple practice that you can use at any time of the day or night. And it really helped effectively settle the nervous system.
Wow, I'm very intrigued now. It sounds amazing. Well done, Karen. And now tell me, what is this leadership embodiment?
Well, before I get into the leadership embodiment, a very quick story is that I then contacted Wendy and said, would you like to come to South Africa? And that was in 2009. And she said, absolutely yes. And so she's been coming for the last almost 10 years. And so we work together. So leadership embodiment so let me take a little step back. Small children and animals know before us whether we're sad, mad, glad, or afraid. So what that means is we're running energy before it comes to our awareness. And leadership embodiment offers a simple set of tools and practices that we can use to shift from whatever's going on in our life and kind of being caught up in stressful situations to being able to sort of take a pause, center, and then approach life in a much calmer, more fluid state. Leadership embodiment draws on mindfulness, which is paying attention in the present moment to whatever is arising and being able to be with that. And then also Aikido, which is a martial art which involves blending energy. And Wendy Palmer is the founder of Leadership Embodiment, so she developed the practice because she had been a long-term mindfulness practitioner, an Aikido practitioner. And what she found is while she was doing mindfulness or Aikido, she could she could really be with whatever was arising, and she could also blend fluidly with others. And then she'd go off the mat, as for most of us, whatever our body practices, we then go into life and stressful situations arise and we move into reactive patterns. And she was interested in saying, well, how can we almost bottle this and find a way to develop practices using the body that enable us to shift to a more dignified and centered state. And so over a period of 35 years, she, along with people in the community, have developed ways of taking leadership embodiment principles and practices, sharing them with people so that they can actually be more effective in their life, have a greater sense of well-being, experience more compassion, and actually be able to make a bigger and better contribution.
Okay, and so I see that you are running different courses, the level 1 fundamentals course and then intermediate course. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about the courses and who can apply? What is the criteria for people to apply for these courses?
So we actually offer 4 courses, but 3 of them are really orientated towards personal development and self-development. So the fundamental course is a 2-day course where we introduce the principles and the practices, because effectively what we want to help people do is get a body memory of how to be able to center, and also particularly, so we apply mild physical pressure to be able to center while experiencing pressure. So the 2-day course is really helping people. We sometimes talk about uploading the software into their body so that they can then go out and start to practice that more in life.
So that is like muscle memory, correct? Is that what you're basically referring to?
It is like muscle memory. And another key part of it is we also start to talk. So one of the one-liners is energy organizes around what's most articulate in your system. And so we're interested in helping with the muscle memory from that point of view, but we're also very interested in helping people start to say, well, how do you want to orientate to life? Because you can orientate to what's wrong and all the stress moments, or you could actually start to tap into inspiration, which is always available to us. So those are really the 2 pieces, I think, with level 1. And then it's about people going out and practicing in life and in situations. Level 2
Before you go on to level 2, let me just ask you, after the course, is there kind of like a support system if they do level 1, like a support group or a support way? Because it's one thing, walking out of the course and saying, okay, go and practice it, but there is not really that support out there. Do you guys offer that?
That's a great question. We offer it in 2 ways. So the one way is we have a community of practice, and we offer practice groups. At the moment, it's been running in Cape Town for 7 or 8 years mostly, and in Joburg they're starting to run more practice groups there, so that's going to come online. We offer a practice group once a month where we can get together and practice together. People bring what they're struggling with or what they want to grow. So there are 3 competencies we're interested in helping people develop. The one is being inclusive. The other is, and these are all while under pressure, the other is being able to listen without taking things personally. And the last is being able to speak up while experiencing resistance without pressure or without collapsing. And so in the practice groups, we'll bring in some of the practices. We'll even design some new practices as we go, depending on what people are experiencing in their life and what they want to focus on.
And then level 2?
Sorry, and the other way, if people are interested in continuing to practice and they need further support, we also have a number of really experienced coaches who can support with coaching, focused specifically on leadership embodiment. So that's just in terms of the support group. And then level 2 is we start to bring in more practices that are more intense. So the body doesn't differentiate between what's being said, but intensity of energy coming towards us, the body has a very strong reaction to. So in level 2, we're interested in helping people deal with more intense, energetic experiences. And there are a whole lot of practices that are designed. So one of the things, for example, is we have a success exercise, because everyone thinks they want more success. But then the moment we are given the opportunity to be more successful, we'll often sabotage ourselves. So we have a practice that helps people start to feel in the body what it's like to experience more success, and then how to develop the capacity to work with that success. So that's what I mean by more intense energy coming towards us. So that's the level 2.
And then you've got more, of course, that you can just go ahead and go into the next 2.
Okay. So the last personal development aspect is there's a retreat, and that is offered with Wendy Palmer. So she comes to South Africa for about 3 months of the year, and she offers the retreat along with me or one of the other leadership embodiment teachers or coaches. And that we usually have it at Temenos McGregor, and it's a wonderful time to spend 3 days in community, immersed in the practices, and also learning more about mindfulness. And we have a particular way of sharing mindfulness practice, and it's based on Wendy's 40 years now actually, of her mindfulness training and practice. So that's the retreat. And then for people who are interested in being able to share this work, we also offer a 6-month coach training, and that Wendy and I co-lead together. A lot of people who are already coaches find it an incredible piece to add to the work that they do, but it's equally applicable, I think, for people who are in leadership roles, who want to develop the ability to create a shift in the culture and the environment, or for people who simply want further development for themselves.
Great. Well, my question to you now is, these courses are, as you said, are available in Cape Town and Johannesburg. At present, what is the sort of average price? Let's say we start off with the first fundamentals course. What is the average price that somebody would pay for a course like that?
So for this year, for the 2-day courses, it's 4,900 Rand for 2 days, and that's all inclusive of the teaching, the venue, the experience, and the support that goes with that. So that's for level 1 and level 2. The retreat is 10,900 Rand, and again, that's inclusive of lodgings, of the teachings, food, etc.
Okay, and is there any kind of manual or writing material that people also get with that?
Yeah, there are a few handouts, and then we also often post, and we're the kind of community that we're available. People can connect with us and say, listen, I'm really struggling. And so it's much more experiential, because in fact the whole program is much more experiential. So we do have handouts, and we also offer inspiration cards, and if people want to read articles, we'll offer that. With the courses, we also offer, Wendy did an audio, it's got 7 or 8 tracks. So that comes with the program that people get to take away, they can use in their daily lives. It's the basic centering practice. It also offers, for example, before you're going to go and have a difficult conversation, a way to prepare oneself. So there are a number of those kinds of tracks.
Fantastic. It sounds amazing, and definitely something that a lot of us would be interested in, I think, because it really gives us those tools in life where dealing with stressful situations, or just a simple thing that becomes overwhelming and you're not sure how to get out of that overwhelm into a calm state. So that sounds really great. Thank you, Karen. So now, of course, we go into, how do people get hold of you guys? Where does these courses take place? Do you have any contact details, website to give out?
Yes, I do. So absolutely. Our website is www.leadershipembodiment, one word, .co.za. The other way that people can contact us is they're welcome to email us at info@leadershipembodiment.co.za. We also have a Facebook page, so if you go onto Facebook and you look for Leadership Embodiment SA, it will come up. And I'd love to hear from anyone. Please feel free to contact us.
You can also get hold of Karen on our Body and Mind website, which is www.bodyandmind.co.za. And you can just, in the search bar, put in Leadership Embodiment or Karen's name and her details, and a link to her website will pop up. We also are now available in the palm of your hand, and you can download the Body and Mind app on your Android or iPhone and find all of our practitioners and modalities and products available. Thank you very much for this lovely conversation today, Karen. I really enjoyed, finding out about this. It sounds amazing work.
Yeah. And Tanette, I'd really like to thank you and Body and Mind. I think that the work that you're doing in the world is so important. And I just think the way that you have dealt with me and what you offer is something very special. So I have real appreciation. It's wonderful to be in association with you with the leadership embodiment work, because it's made such a difference in my life and the people that I know who do this work. So it feels very aligned, and I'm very appreciative.
Fantastic, Karen. And Tracy and I have been working together for many, many years, since I think 2003, 2004. Just what she does out there for the community and for people in this arena is just amazing, and to be able to support her in this way is really, I'm passionate about doing that for her. So thank you very much, Karen, for that, and I'm sure she'll appreciate listening to that. We really appreciate all of our members and all of the people that supports Body and Mind, and to bring out all of this into the light, and for people to know that there is another way that we can live, and it doesn't have to be in the darkness.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you very much. I look forward to chatting to you again.
Me too.
Thank you. Thanks, Karen.